In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Yes. Good day, viewers around the world. Good day, beautiful new week. First day of another week. Between the Lines. Between the Lines, this 11th day of May 2026. And I'm here, Godwin Iwejuan. Also, I think soon we'll be having our coordinators from different corners. Yes, you're welcome to Between the Lines. So what we say is, with your new week, feel your success as you kickstart this new week with our news updates, featuring top news analysis, deciphering world events. So this is it, Between the Lines, and I'm here with the big man, Sir George. Okay, let me make him come in and who's that man?
No, Chuku, all the way from Toronto, Canada. I want to welcome all our viewers to it's our Monday Between the Lines. You're welcome.
Nice, George. It's good to see you. And there's a ringtone you're now known for, George. There's a ringtone you're known for, and that ringtone is Tinubu give us light. So somebody called me. so it will go down history that you added to that urge, that request, and that demand for electricity in Nigeria. Also, there's a big man here. Who's that next to George? Who's the man there?
Good evening, Sir George. Good evening, my brother Mark. And good evening, Nigerians all over the world. And good evening, the citizens of the world. You're welcome to In the Line. And also Monday one for that matter. Between the Lines on Monday morning. On Monday. Monday means the start of business.
Start of business. Nice. George, that's so viewers, that's George there from Canada and Dr. Olufemi from the UK. Dr. Olufemi and George, it's still not good news. We have several people dead, fear dead. Adoption is still going on. Terrorists are still ambushing our people. Travelers who are coming all the way from another part to Zamfara, and they were all kidnapped. And I saw the video, but we can't show it here because it's too gruesome. But what's happening, guys? What's happening? Do we blame the politics season? What's this that is still happening? Still intensified terrorism on our people. Who's talking?
Right. Crime. This crime, this terrorism, we call it different names. This is criminality, this is crime. Crime being committed on the soil of Nigeria. Crime being committed in the name of people calling it different things. But this is criminality, and this is inhumane activities by fellow human beings. This is slave trade, modern slave trade by fellow human beings. And who is this one doing this? It's animals that we show you on screen like this. They are not human beings, they are animals. They trade in the killing and maiming people and collecting money as ransom for the life of other human beings. They are nothing but animals. The issue, I've said it once, I've said it again, I said it all the time, until security becomes local, this will still be a mirage. This will still be Something we talk about all the time. Security is local. For them to do this and get away with it within the community, where is the government at that local level? Where is the government at that state level? We cannot expect the federal government to put boots on every soil. That is why we have the state, the local government. That is why we have. I kept saying this until we do this. And the key thing to hold this to ransom are the state governors. The state governor hold the keys to all this. If they want to do this, the main thing that they are not doing is because the bulk of the money that will go into funding state policing will come from their state vote, state security vote, which they sit on every year. Every time they sit on the security vote, that will go to security. They don't want to release it. And that's what it's all about. Or we start calling them out. Or so we start calling them out.
Until we call it out.
George, I beg to differ. I beg to differ in the area that your what you sound like is giving excuses for the inability of the government, federal government, to handle this terrorism. If we have a war with Cameroon, is it the state police or the state security forces?
We are not at war.
Can you allow me to finish, please, sir? With all due respect.
Yeah.
I'm just let me finish.
Yeah. Go on.
You were talking. So uneasy is the head that wears the crown. And number one, when Jonathan was in power, we did not try to blame the security police or the state police or demanding for this or that. Every blame was upon Jonathan, including our current president, my beloved Asiwaju. He was blaming the President Jonathan for the inability to tackle this situation. So now that it comes to his turn, you want to turn it to, security police this or security police that. But anything that happens in any other state, whereby politically you see the insurgents of military men over there. So what you have to understand is this. Do you know that these people that were traveling had security forces that was traveling with them? And yet these terrorists were able to kill 10, abducted many, and we're here giving excuses. Security, state police, these are nothing but excuses. Because if there is success in Zamfara, Tinubu will take the credit. If there is success in Kano, economically, Tinubu also will take the credit. The bottom line to it is this. Let's come to the terms that we are unable, including our military and security forces, to save the business. Let's not paint pictures here.
Did we lose George there?
It does not matter.
Hey, George, can you hear him?
This is...
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Let me finish. The whole northern states have been infested with this terrorism. And you don't call that a federal responsibility? Why did Asiwaju say that Jonathan ought to resign? Simply because he was unable to deal with the Boko Haram. So let's not give excuses here or trying to split hair, doing what you call a political split hair argument. The bottom line is this. Let's face it. Our military, either by complicit or by whatever the case might be, are unable to deal with the terrorism. Bottom line, lives are being lost every single day. In a lot of work, go and count the number of people that have died in the past 8 years plus these 4 years or 3 years.
You have not given any solution. You have not given a solution. You are just blaming.
Allow me to finish. You must allow me to finish. Count the number of lives that have been lost through this terrorism, kidnapping and everything. Go and count the number of lives that have been lost between the Russia and what do you call them again?
Ukraine.
Count and tell me that we are not in a war in Nigeria. So let's stop giving excuses, please. Thank you.
I have just said something now. You have just lamented. You did not give one single solution. You don't give one single solution.
All the solutions we have brought, none of them is being working.
Tell us one. I've given solutions. You said I'm shifting blame. You have not given any solution. All you have done is to lament. I've just said it. I've not disputed what you have said. All I said, solution, solution, solution. You have not given one solution, but you are just throwing blame, and blame. Please give us one solution to this.
One solution is this: let's bring the military, divide the military.
Let's increase our military.
You're looking at this
let's increase our military size.
No, put the military in the places where we know that these insurgents are. Put the military there.
Mm-hmm.
When the intelligence comes,
increase.
Let's put together a situation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dr. Femi and Sir George, 3 solutions I will profile here now. Then I will go on. Number 1, increase our military size. Number 2, let the military come more into combat confrontation, and let them come off from the staying in the barrack.
Confrontation with who? You are making it look as if these terrorists are sitting in one end of Nigeria waiting for the army to come, and the army will come and they have a clash. You guys are watching too much movies. You are watching too much movies. When we are talking about insurgency is too delicate to do this. When this was happening under Jonathan, it was under Jonathan or Buhari, at the beginning of Buhari's government, what they did was to go into the community anywhere there's like that they lead their terrorists were there, they were killing everybody. You know what? Amnesty International came up and they took them to the World Court, to Hague, concerning killing, extrajudicial killing. And the military officers in Nigeria had to be sanctioned. Now you are asking them to go and do it again. It's not done. This is insurgency. When you talk about insurgency, these people look for soft spot. They attack soft spot, disappear into the community. That is where we're talking about. Until we deal with it at the community level, where these are. When they are overpowered, you call for the military. Military cannot be in every village in Nigeria. We have over 300 or 700,000 villages in the north. You ask them to have military base in over 700,000 villages. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But in those local government, if there are police posts fully armed in those police posts, when this is happening, they will go and attack. When they need backup, they will call the military base to attack. That's how to deal with insurgency. We are talking about Ukraine and Russia. There are 2 countries fighting together. You are comparing them to Nigeria. Nigeria went to ECOMOG. Nigeria performed ECOMOG.
He's comparing the level of casualty, the level of death, and
the casualties. You can't compare that.
We are at war. We are at war.
Yes.
These people got the most sophisticated equipment they're fighting.
All right,
with.
gentlemen, also added to
all over the place. So what
I've heard you.
Yes, sir.
If Cameroon comes to fight
added
or Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire comes to fight us tomorrow, is this the excuses you're going to be given?
That is international war. That is international crisis. This is internal.
Comes to attack Kanu or
that is international. That's international. That is aggression from international. That's international aggression. We are talking about insurgency. Insurgency. Internal people. Internal.
But at the end of the day, Dr. Femi, deaths, people are dying.
Nigerian citizens, and we are here giving excuses.
Now listen to me. There's a difference between excuse and solution. I have given solution. All you are doing, you have just complained and complained. Give us a solution.
Give you one solution that you need to get.
Yes.
We have been dealing with this for so long. Why is it that our military air force is not involved in this? When the attack comes and the phone call comes, they can actually go and start looking for these people, because most of the time when they hijack people, they have to travel a long way into the forest. But we don't see any aircraft, all in the air.
Do you know the answer to that?
Or whatever the case might be.
Do you know?
I have given solution. I'm tired of
giving.
Do you know?
You are just asked a question.
They are not listening.
You have just asked a question now.
Hello. A few days ago, one person came out and was talking about how deplorable and despicable the food they're giving to the military.
Oh goodness! Look at where we are going. Look at where we are going now. Look at where we are going now. Look at where we are going now. Look at where we are going now.
I've seen this young man for the longest, but they are unable to deal with insurgency. That is despicable.
Okay.
Look at where we are going now. DSS and DSS has nothing to do with this war. What we are talking about. You just answer. Hello. Just ask a question. Let me answer the question.
Punished him and handed him over to DSS. Shame on them. Shame on them.
Let me ask a question. Let me answer the question you asked. You said, why is the Air Force not attacking these people? That is why it's called insurgent. When they do this kidnapping and all this thing, they don't do that. They don't do it and go into the desert. They do it amongst the communities because they know the terrain of these communities. And what they do is that they do it amongst people who are also afraid of them because there's nothing within that community to defend those people in the community. They are afraid of them. Whenever they come, they disappear. People run away from them. But because the people are helpless, if you create forces for these people to attack this year, everyone say that, oh, defend yourself, defend yourself. If these people have been equipped to defend themselves, this will not be happening. And why is it not happening? Because the state governors, who are the security officers of the state, who are getting security votes to defend these people, are not doing it. They are the one complicit in this. But you are blaming the military, who are supposed to be giving support.
Right. Answer me one question, sir.
Anyway, I added to this, George. Okay.
Why did our current president blame Jonathan and even say that Jonathan?
Because we were not dealing with this kind of crisis.
Finish the question so you can respond. Why did Asiwaju openly condemn Jonathan and say that Jonathan ought to resign because of his inability to deal with the terrorists? Tell me, please.
Let me answer this question. Then it was a different warfare. They had overtaken 14 local governments. They have taken over 14 local governments, and they were running 14 local governments in Nigeria. That was why that was a different case. Now they are attacking soft targets. They do not have a particular spot they stay. In those days, they took over local government. They were controlling and they were ruling 14 local governments in Nigeria. Today they are not controlling one. They are not controlling one.
No, Femi, no, that's wrong. That's not true.
What
they
do
are
you
even
mean?
controlling states now. They are controlling.
They are not
states
controlling
now.
those states. They are not controlling any states.
No. I have local government that they say that it's not. They say it's verified. They come to take tax. People.
Oh, goodness
tax
me.
and paid to Boko Haram. No. I'll bring you
by local government officials.
Yes.
By local government. Oh, local government has, not. No, bring evidence. Bring evidence to it.
No, don't worry. No, but let's go further by saying that. Let's go further and talk so that we don't linger.
Bring the evidence to it.
Nigeria has deepened their security partnership, as Rabidu, the security chief, told us, him and the United States. So with that deepening security partnership, I think there should be something that should come out of this, because it's getting too much that people are being killed for nothing. George, let's talk about that. Then also, let me highlight something here to our viewers. I think that our Nigerian press is not doing enough to report these security issues in Nigeria. This Zamfara story, for example, the networks are not reporting it. The network are not talking about it. I'm looking at they've been warned to reduce talking about it because of maybe the president's wife was saying it is taken out of proportion. George, the networks are no more reporting some of this insurgency. They are saying something else. They are talking more on politics, on 2027 vote, and leaving issues that matters about the security of lives and property of the citizen. The citizen they want to come and govern are not protected. So who will they govern when they eventually come, if everybody dies off or everybody leaves their domain? So these are important things I'm putting to this as we're talking here. So gentlemen, as the United States and Nigeria deepens their security relationship, are we hoping to see some more strikes and some more efforts by the Americans? George? In
conclusion to what we were discussing before, I am still to find a successful person who gives excuses for their success. I am still to find it. So all we are doing here is giving excuses. And with all due respect, Dr. Femi, that's what I consider what you're saying to be. With all due respect. Now listen to this.
A difference, my brother. There's a difference between excuses and solution. I have not given excuse. Hold on.
The government knows the solution. They're not applying it. So number one is this. We are talking about now the deepening of the security alliance with the United States of America. And we had our, one of our members, one of the, ministers, talking with Vance and Marco Rubio in order to, increase, our communication and our alliance when it comes to that. Now, listen to this. The point we need to find out is, what are the conversations that are being discussed behind the doors? Because all we have seen, and I'm sorry to, to say this, we need to understand what is it that our own minister is discussing with these people. Because when this stuff first came out, all we saw was, the dialogue between whether it's Islamic only or is it Christians only or whatever the case may be. And it consumed the whole entire conversation, whether we should allow the military to, come after the terrorists because, whether are they killing Christians only or is it Christian genocide or are Muslims being killed? That was it. So the question we must find out the comment before I can even say anything about this particular meeting that they had. We need to know exactly the details of the conversation because he can go there and paint a different picture. We don't know. We don't know. So for us to be able to confidently, be able to respond.
Now, can I respond to that? Now, Sir George.
Yes, sir.
When it is a case of international relations and international politics that has to do with security, it is one, highly confidential. Two, the issue of what are they discussing. Now, I want you to picture these terrorists that we're talking about. Look at the level of ammunition and the motorcade with which they travel. Those things are not cheap. One, they are not bought in Onitsha market. That is to say, there's an international conspiracy behind this. Go and look at what is happening in Sahel. Look at the Sahel. So they said they went and they sacked, they went to go to the home of the Minister for Defense in Mali and killed him at home. That is to say that the problem is this. Let me tell you something. And this is to the rest of Nigerians. We think we are the only one that is going through this. Most of the countries in the Sahel are going through what we are talking about, even worse.
Yeah. Yes.
The only thing is that we are allowed, Nigerians are loud and we are very educated. Most of them are not loud, they are timid and they are not educated. So they are just suffering it, but we are loud about ours. There is an international conspiracy behind these things that is happening in this part of Africa. And they are being funded and being supported and being armed by some international communities. And therefore, when we have international discussion with America or US or UK or anything, we don't go and bring it to the fore and let's just destroy the NTA. No, these are very important and very dangerous circumstances. Sir George was saying, let them go and attack them. Attack who? The other day, people inside, hold on, please. Inside the government, like we said, inside government, some people that work in government are involved. They are involved in government. I'm not talking about politicians alone. Civil servants are involved because there's a lot of money and conspiracy involved. Even in UK here, recently they found somebody in high rank in government being a spy for China. So you find international conspiracy in all this. So when we talk about this, when you discuss and you go and discuss it further than what you discuss, before you know it, the international the people you are discussing about will know what you are discussing. They start attacking. They disappear from where you want to attack them. So what we are dealing with is not, they are not just bandits. They are international criminals.
Okay. What? Okay.
International criminals.
No. Listen to this though. You call them international criminals. That means we are at war. Because when I'm talking about Ukraine, you say international. So watch this. That's number one. Hold tight, let me finish. Number two is the reason why I said what I was saying was the government of Nigeria spent billions to send people to the US to advocate against what was being discussed and to tame down the danger of what is going on. Did they send people to go and do that? Yes, they did. It's in the public forum. They did that. So the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is, if they would send billions to send somebody over there to tame down by trying to advocate against what is being said, what tells me that this minister will not go there and paint a different picture? That's the reason.
Wrong. You are wrong.
You are not wrong.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. That's it. But Dr. Femi, let's agree that it's hard for a tribesman, same tribe, same DNA, same everything. This is their tribe man, the family man like them. This is their brother. It's hard for this kind of person to go and really say anything to wipe away his brothers. I mean, I don't know how he was chosen.
It is not about brotherhood. Listen, let us go away from this.
You know how knitted. You know how.
No, let us go away from. Let us go away from this tribalistic perspective to these issues. Let us go away from the tribalistic perspective to these issues.
On ground. These are some facts on ground.
Now, the fact about what I just said was that went to go and spend billions of naira to go and have it, because the conversation was going in the wrong direction. Before you know it, they were going to turn us into this crisis into a religious one, which is a dangerous dimension to what is happening on the ground. And that was what these criminals and their cohorts want it to happen. Want to happen. They want to turn it to let the Muslim and Christian fight against each other. Therefore, there's no lines. So we don't want us all to go through there. And that is why I have Muslim family members. You may have as well. Maybe we may have Christian and Muslim. They want to turn us against each other. We don't want us to do that. We want to find a common criminal. Well, we don't want us to turn into Christian-Muslim crisis. That was why the government stood up to do that.
It's not a Christian thing. It's purely territorial.
Whether we like it or not, we have seen it.
Okay, gentlemen.
They capture people and they want them to renounce their religion, whether you're a Christian or not. So, I mean, there is a little tentacle to, a little element of tentacle to what these people are doing, the reason why they're doing it. Because, there is Islamic terrorists who want to convert, Islam is, how do you say that? Turn Nigeria to
Islamized.
That is the reason why. Yeah. I mean, why are you shaking your head? Haven't you seen the news? Haven't you heard the intelligence?
Hard word. These people are killing Muslims too. They bomb mosque. They bomb mosque.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. Yes, they are killing every corner. They are killing both sides.
Everyone.
It's not really about what we are saying is these excuses of let's not escalate it, take it gentle, humanitarian thing, It's not helping us. These people are causing more havoc. Let's go out war with them. That's what George is saying. This is war. War is war. As a son of a military man, I know that when you come to a confrontation, you don't begin to find way to make it look soft, and you go war. Somebody is coming with you with punches, hard punch, and you're saying
that is when you see the person that is coming at you. That's when you see the person that's coming at you. Would you go into a village and go and kill everybody in the village?
People are in our territory. These people are in our territory, for God's sake.
Where in your territory?
The government has power over territory. The government cannot kill people protesting or pursue people protesting. These people are in your domain, and you're looking at them like it's play. It's not a play thing. This is a serious thing. Taking our people down. Every week we come here, guys. Every week we come to these programs. Every week, every two days we come. We are talking about they've killed 10 people. They've killed 2 people.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, George. Let me ask you a question.
For the past 5 months now, for the past 5 months
now, this Islamic insurgents, kidnapping or killing. What week of this year?
Every week, George. And funny thing is, George, is we come here 3 times a week, and every 3 times we come, it is They've killed some people in Guagualada. They've destroyed children in I mean, for years now. And we're saying we can't do this.
Can I ask you a question? Now, when there was a spate of armed robbery in Nigeria, especially in Lagos and the metropolis of the Southwest. Now, when the police had that crisis, police cannot say, I want to go and fight war with the armed robber. It is when they strike, that's where the police go after them. And when the reason why the police was able to deal with the crime in Lagos was the issue of investigation became local. They start searching for who and where they are likely to be, because it becomes local, and they were able to root them out before the attack. We start taking them from their hoods and start arresting them. That is what is supposed to happen with this insurgency. I am not disputing the fact that
flimsy excuse.
It's not excuse. It's solution.
Robber with these guys. These guys are not. These guys are at war. These guys mean war with us. These guys are coming with us.
I've heard you.
They will take. Let's move on.
Actually, said it that there is an international tentacle to what is happening locally. So it is war.
Yes.
Now the question we're asking is: you have brought, profiled some solutions. You have brought out a little intelligence in the way they operate, modus operandi of this insurgent, Islamic insurgents. And then we are saying here daily, why is the government a little quiet and not using what is being said here? Because you're not the only one saying what you're saying. There are people inside who are also suggesting, a solution to deal with this whole entire thing. So, to be very frank with you, I agree with you majorly in certain areas that you are mentioning. The state police ought to be involved and all that kind of stuff. But right now, we are at war, like it or not. We are at war. And the military...
So we should treat it. We should treat it like that.
The military police to, stop this. If the Zamfara situation that just took place, that is a state. Maybe we can concentrate in buying these people there, just arresting or destroying or whatever the case might be.
All right, George.
You go from one state to another. Put the military, put a lot of them in that particular area.
Gentlemen,
the security. Don't go after the whole entire place. If they run to another, we go to that state, put a lot of military there, put intelligence on the ground, and be able to destroy these people. Anything we are saying is nothing but excuses. We're just giving excuses. Unfortunately.
Straight up, George. Straight up, George. Thank you. Our viewers, let's get our viewers to what we're saying. Viewers, it's the security situation in Nigeria still. We're still, every day we come here and repeat the occurrences, people dead, people's life being taken off. So this is what we're discussing. George is bringing his own side of it, and the great man, Dr. Femi, is also profiling solutions to what could be done. Several people dead again in Zamfara. Terrorists ambushed them while they were traveling and killed some of them, and some of them escaped, and they took some in. Let's come to
with them.
Even with the security forces. Let's come to let's come to other stories. Tinubu is in Nairobi for the African Forward Summit. Africa is also, George, this is another place where we're deceiving ourselves. We're still just playing hypocrisy. We're just taking things lightly while other continents are running at a very, very fast pace. Gentlemen, I've been following the program now. I've been following it since yesterday. Today, I've been watching all the speeches and everything, but I see deceit. I see them deceiving themselves, because they will say all of these talks, go home, and South Africans will be dealing with fellow brothers, fellow Africans. These other people will be doing their own thing from the other side. Everybody's just playing deceit, hypocrisy. I don't see real good result coming out from all of these summits. This is my observation, because I've been following the event. I don't know about you guys. Are we deceiving ourselves as Africans, of South Africans playing or doing its xenophobic things on their fellow Africans, and some people trying to hijack the country. Some people want to make the country, the continent, their own. Yes. Let me hear your take on this.
I don't think that is hypocrisy. Okay, I don't think it's hypocrisy because one of the major issues we've had in the past is that the superpowers never wanted Africa to trade with one another. You've seen it where France will go to the French colonies, where the people that they were with, they will discourage them from trading within Africa, which I know for sure that if we were to collaborate and tear down the division, we will succeed. As a matter of fact, it is about time for all Africans to come together and contribute money in order to just now have railroads that can be leading to certain countries that will help us out, because they don't want us to collaborate together. And as long as we don't collaborate together, they will deal with us individually and deceive us individually and make us feel like they are our godfathers that we cannot deal without. So I believe I'm really, really happy that Asiwaju is traveling around Africa, trying to tear down that high defense walls that they have put against each other. If you come to Europe. We were in Europe many years ago, Massive Mark. I landed in Paris. I only took a train to Milan. Train to Milan. I remember when I arrived, there was no questions. They asked me for my passport and I said, hold on. These are European countries, but they will not allow Africans to do so because they know that when we come together with the resources that we have, we will do better without them. So as we're traveling to these African countries, coming together to discuss, things that will help us to, survive together, I applaud it highly. So I don't see any hypocrisy in it.
Yes. So somebody is clapping hands for George. I think that's like a handshake, George. You're getting a handshake from Kehinde Nike. Kehinde Nike. Thank you for.
I want to join Sir George in applauding his statement and also the president in this area. It is not hypocrisy. Now I want if you don't, there's a saying, say if you don't know where you are coming from, you won't know where you are going. Now, if you look at the history of African emancipation and progress, it has always come out when there's a collaboration. But like Sir George says, when the Western nation realize that you are collaborating, they come in there and scatter you. Now, why was Gaddafi killed? Gaddafi was killed. His major offense was to put Africa together and then have a currency, African currency. The moment he did that, the Western world realized that this is dangerous. This is going to destroy their market, their cheap market in Africa, because then they will have now to price in African currency. All of a sudden, conspiracy theory came up and this man was killed. And the death of the Gaddafi was the beginning of insurgency in Sahara Africa, because the ammunition in Gaddafi's armory was used by the Islamists to go further into. So when you say, oh, there is even if it is what do you want to use? If it is hypocrisy, let that hypocrisy give us peace. Let the so-called they give us peace. Let them continue to talk. Let them continue to talk. When they don't talk, it's easy for the Western world to manipulate and then turn against each other. Another thing is this: when Nigeria was during the Buhari, towards the Buhari era, they were trying to lay pipes to Europe, gas pipe from the east, because we're just flying the pipe away, gas away. We're going to sell cheap gas to Europe, and therefore Nigeria will be in millions. But because Russia had interest in that, Russia was the main supplier to Europe. Russia quickly supported the coup in Burkina Faso. They stopped that gas contract straight away in Burkina Faso. They are not the reason why the reason why Russia supported the president the coup in Russia in Burkina Faso was not because he loved Burkina Faso. No, it was because if that gas thing goes through, then who will buy gas from Russia? Then the control of economy in Europe will be subjected to other options. So therefore, they supported that contract has been stopped. So no gas is flowing through. That contract stopped in Burkina Faso. So you find that foreign interests are the ones controlling the economy of Africa. So they have to talk where they can talk, collaborate where they can collaborate. Like I just said, do business amongst each other. But the West does not want that.
The West does not want it because that's the reason why when they're advising Africans, they're making it even difficult for one to travel from one African country to another African country. And they make it so difficult so that, the reason why I mentioned what I mentioned when I traveled from Paris to Italy on a train. And when I came out, still the immigration was there and everything. But this is something they don't want to happen in Africa. Mm-hmm. They want to make it so difficult for me to go from Nigeria to Kenya, Nigeria to Uganda, Nigeria to Tanzania, Nigeria to any other part of Africa. And they advise you, using security as the reason why you ought to make it difficult for us to visit one another. I think what Asiwaju is doing is wonderful. My advice will be get all the African ECOWAS together. Begin for those, not with the exception of those Sahel nations who don't want to join us, but the ones that want to join us, we can actually begin to produce something. Look at what Dangote is doing. Dangote's eye is in Kenya. You want to go and build another refinery there. So this is a man that thinks so proactively and intelligently in a way that we can boost our economy by working with one another. Nigeria can actually supply Gary and cassava to the whole entire West Africa. They don't have to. If we master it so well, we can collaborate and begin to, ship things. I remember as a child, when my father had a business, in my father's business, we used to see thousands of Africans come to Onitsha to buy goods. Come to Onitsha to buy goods. Can you imagine that? So now, all of a sudden, simply because the marketers and the businessmen in Onitsha, they were able to import in masses and pay smaller prices. So when these Africans come, rather than going straight to China to buy a container, somebody in Onitsha can order 100 containers and they will get it a dime a dozen. And they're able to sell, wholesale it to these people at a very cheaper price. So their markup will be so healthy. That's what we are looking for. So that's what we're looking
for. But still, what I said, hypocrisy. My words there meant the way we are within ourselves, also as Africans. For example, this event ongoing now, even though it's partnered with France, but Europeans there, and it's supposed to be an African event. So you cannot come and plan any strategy where you still have your colonial masters and all of these interests still inside with you in your meeting. And it's a shame that our AU headquarters was fundedly built by China. So these are all what I'm seeing as hypocrisy and everything. So we can't agree amongst ourselves. We can't be united to do anything as Black people, Africans. So therefore, intruders will come in and all of our plans and strategies will be squashed because we can't do it on our own. They come in. France will always be there. China has taken over. Then there are some other African countries are also fighting their fellow brothers, South Africa. So all of this adds up to the hypocrisy.
You will always have a Judas among the 12. Okay, so you can have these African countries that are failures, trying to find excuses, to chase away other countries that are supposed to be doing something. The bottom line to it is this, and this is the reason why I was saying we are friendly with a lot of our West African countries. What I would love to see is Asiwaju in his government to collaborate, with those friendly countries and begin to tear down the walls that they have built among us, where we can trade with one another. It doesn't matter that we are French colonized countries or English colonized countries or Portuguese colonized countries. Let's come and have a common level of understanding that we're profitable to ECOWAS, and then we can begin to trade with one another. And if there are any elements of situation that will come to, to disturb it, we'll try to find a solution to it. But I believe that if we begin to do this, I am telling you today, before in the next 10 years, you will see African nations will rise to a level where it will even surpass, some of these countries like Spain, stuff like that.
It's overdue. It's overdue, gentlemen. It's overdue. Africa needs to really rise up. All right, George, you talked about Dangote Group, Man Dangote, and the news coming this morning is that he's also going deeper. A Norwegian company is coming to partner with Dangote on some strategic African investments. This is what we heard this morning. This sounds real good. The man is really blowing. He's moving very strong, moving very fast too. But what people are saying is there is he's also controlling. There's a kind of control he has over goods and services. He has monopoly. If you're a small entrepreneur that wants to go into some of those products he's also offering, they will do everything to stifle and kick you out. So, Dr. Femi, do you think that Dangote is monopolizing the economy? Is he doing everything and closing gap for all other entrepreneurs, other business people?
My take is this. As any other person that is talking about this monopoly, have they started their own business and that business is being attacked by Dangote? We like to complain in Nigeria. We like to complain this and that. But show me what you've done. What effort have you made?
Boa Cement. There's a cement company called
Boa. Boa. He and Boa had a split at each other's faces, and they've had it for years. It was not something that happened now. They've had it for years, and they kept on going. That is business. At the end of the day, what happened is that it's supposed to be who is going to gain from this kind of crisis? The common man supposed to gain from it. Because Boa was selling at cheaper rate, Dangote wanted a higher rate. Excuse me, a cement. But at the end of the day, Boa actually had an upper hand in it. Eventually, Dangote brought his cement down. Later, he took it up. But the challenge is that Dangote is readily available than Boa. Because what Dangote transportation and logistics in Dangote is top notch. So you find that's why you see all these trailers all over the place. It's top notch, unlike Boa. So everybody has their own cliche when it comes to this matter. But you cannot say because of that it's a monopoly. It's a monopoly. The word, sometimes we flog some words in Nigeria. Sometimes we flog some systems in Nigeria. When we are not doing so, for example, we say, "Oh, he's taking monopoly of crude oil." Our refinery was he working? So if he's making way with his refinery, he's making the refinery work. Some people want to sabotage. Some people Nigeria want to sabotage. The man came up and was shouting on television that they want to sabotage his business, and he forced them to stand still. That is because it's private interest in it. Meanwhile, some people are complaining that he wants to monopolize. If he has to monopolize because he invested what some nations, the budget of some nations in Africa is not as much as, is not up to what he invested in that business. That was his life. Look at the man. The man grew gray hair all of a sudden because of that business. And somebody says it's monopoly. Monopoly what? Then go and monopolize yourself. Go and do monopoly.
You see what is happening. Let me tell you something. Yes, the government, the past governments were complicit to helping Dangote. I don't know if you do remember, okay? So when people are saying monopoly, I remember when it came to rice, what happened. The government almost, banned the importation of rice, but gave it to him. Now, listen to this. You might say he doesn't come out to tell you, oh, don't do business, or yes, indeed. There are ways of silently destroying your business. If I'm able to buy, if I'm able to buy a shipload of rice, I can sell that rice. I can buy that rice at 10 cents per kilogram. And then I come. You are buying almost, just so little that is 10 containers. And you're buying it at $1 per kilogram. So tell me what I can do to get you out. If I flood the market with my own 10 cents I got, and I'm selling it at 50 kobo, and you're able to, you're selling your own at $1 and or $2 or $1.50, which one will go first? They will drive that person out of business. That's how they do it. It's in the business arena where you can actually, you don't have to go and fight the person or tell them go out of business. You can run them out of business. It happens everywhere. That's why, the antitrust in the United States are, whenever somebody starts getting too big, they go after them and they tear them apart. That's the reason why they're doing that. But, to be honest with you, I applaud Dangote so highly.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yes, I do too.
I wanted to take. One step I want Dangote privately to take. Go out there and source a way to give light to the whole entire Nigerians. Forget about the government and do it, and then bring it so low so that the nation will survive. Dangote, I applaud you so highly. Let your eyes be on that nation where you will put your money. Give the whole entire, because the government is incapable. No, they are capable, but because of internal whatever that is going on with them, I don't know what is happening. We want to put roads on our money on the roads rather than giving light to Nigerians. And I keep on saying, if I see why you have given light to all these billions that he's spending on building roads, he put it in the infrastructure to bring light to Nigeria. Let's say Nigerians are having light now 12 hours per day. I swear he will not have to give rights or $1 to anybody to vote for him. They will go vote for him automatically. So
shut up. It'll be automatic. Continuity.
You will build a legacy.
All right, George.
You make
All right, George. Powerful talk. All right, let's go ahead. Kehinde is still raising hands and clapping for you. Kehinde, Nike, I think that's her Gmail account. So beautiful. Thank you, George. Let's go on with other stories before we wrap it up. Gentlemen, we are in diaspora and we know some of this crime some Nigerians perpetrate in the diaspora. Now, they are sending custom-made cars, Rolls Royce, Lamborghinis, and so many other Porsche cars. The Nigerian Custom Service, NCS, has recovered some of these cars, luxurious vehicles, allegedly stolen from Canada, and now they smuggled it to Nigeria through Tinkan Island port. Now the customs are taking those cars back. We must call these Yahoo boys out. These boys, Yahoo boys, whatever they are robbing us puke to our faces.
I don't think it's Yahoo boys. Let me give you the lowdown on it.
Okay. George, give us the lowdown. You're there in Canada, so it's coming from your end.
So many organized crime syndicates that are using teenagers to snatch these vehicles out. When they snatch the vehicle out, they will now go and erase those VIN numbers and change the VIN numbers. And now we're able to be moving these vehicles. Now, tell me when they buy these, they steal these vehicles, they take into certain places where they will remove the VIN numbers. Now they will call Nigerians. They will call Nigerians who are able to pay those dollars to get these vehicles, and they will buy them and ship them. It is not Nigerians going to get these vehicles. It is teenagers. And that's why the government of Ottawa and our government right now in Ontario is trying to find a way, because most of these people they're using to steal these cars, and sometimes they use guns to get these cars, and they go from house to house. When they see expensive vehicles, they find a way to open it and they will take it. And sometimes they will go and snatch this car on gunpoint from people. They take it to places, change the VIN numbers, and then put it in the boat. For those people who are buying them, Nigerians are not snatching vehicles from anybody. They are buying stolen vehicles. And most of the time, you might not even know that they are stolen. So, but they will sell it to you at such a price that you will not, say no. And they will supply you with all the papers. Let me tell you what they do. They get the VIN numbers of some vehicles that have had accidents or something and put it in there. So when you look into the system, you see it there. So that's what has been happening. It's not the Yahoo boys. Some of the people that are buying these vehicles, some know that these are stolen vehicles, but they still shoot them. So that's what you're seeing. So Ontario has been working hard. Okay, if you allow our Premier Ford, he will now go after these teenagers and ensure that when they are captured, they will be treated like adults. But when somebody is 16 years old or 17 years old or 15 years old and they snatch these vehicles and then, you just put them in a juvenile camp and then they will come out after a while and they go back into the same crime. So he's trying to find a way when they are arrested, they will be treated like adults and locked up for a long time so that you will discourage others. So that's what you're seeing there. And it's reduced drastically from 2 years ago. The police department has been destroying that business. They are going on the ground and getting them and destroying their businesses. So the percentage has reduced so drastically, the number of vehicles that are being stolen. So
but it's still a serious crime.
So for doing this, I applaud them highly. Solid.
Thank you very much. Thank you for also giving us insight into it. I think that's it, Dr. Femi. Let's come to something you might want to tell us, Dr. Femi. The federal government of Nigeria says they want to make that 16 years minimum age for admission into university. But some parents are saying that they have weak kids, special children that are very intelligent that could be below that age, and they should be in university. Tell the educational line, what are the cases around that?
Just yesterday, I was discussing this topic at a gathering. Now, what we're doing is that we are destroying our children because we are rushing them into adulthood when they are not even prepared. What will a 14-year-old child do in a university? 15-year-old child, what does he know? Most of the choices of their university choices and all this stuff are their parents. Their parents are pushing upon them, these children. That's why they grow up, they are not employable because they just went. My mom said I should go and read law. I read law. You end up being a comedian. Because that is his flair. That's what he wants to do. Look at Davido. My dad said, you must go to university. Look at what he's doing as a musician. Oh, but you must go to university. Not everybody has to go to university, one. Secondly, university is for an environment for young adults and adults. We are putting children into that university. You know, the people behind pushing this ideology are owners of private universities. They are owners of private universities. They are the ones behind this push because it is all about money. The money they are going to make from these children go to university. How can somebody say, I own a university and those universities are wearing school uniform? University. In Nigeria, they are wearing school uniform in university. So that's not a university. That's a glorified secondary school. There's some university in Nigeria wearing uniform. So because they are enrolling children into university instead of young adults, in this country, if you don't get to the age of 16, you cannot get in. Therefore, by the time you graduate, either you're 16 or 17, you are graduating, you graduate about age of 20, 21. So you begin to get to yourself. By the time you want to do your master's, you are 21, 22. Then you are beginning to discover yourself. Now, these children they are putting into school, what they are doing is they are packaging them, and that's why you are seeing them going to crime. They are doing Yahoo in school. They are getting into vices. They are the one doing the Olo show because what they just want to belong because their mind is not yet molded for the environment they put them into, and therefore, what these parents, most of them, who just jump into money or who are just competing against each other, want to push their children into university at all costs. My son is a graduate. My son is a graduate. Can your child hold up to that certificate he's holding? And that's a crisis we have in our hands. And that's why you are seeing them, and unemployment is high. How can you employ a 19-year-old who is a graduate, who does not even know the nitty-gritty of handling business as well is a graduate? Who wants to employ a 19-year-old to come and run as head of the department in an institution? Because he doesn't even know his left from the right. So this is a dangerous trend. We need to curb it. And government is doing the right thing by signing up.
Yes, I intentionally this for us to talk about because it came as a breaking news anyway that the federal government has retained the 16 years minimum age. Yes, we know that the brain is still adapted, it's still growing. So they act to different kind of stress. They need more time to be able to comprehend things. So rushing them to life like that is really, it will be a detriment to them as human beings. That's a fact, my brother. You've said it so well. George, you want to add to that? But I think Femi has really broken it down.
There's nothing to add. I want to thank you for that. Because, he brought
that's
nothing
important.
to add to it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The one thing
thank you for that.
One thing I wanted to mention is this situation that is happening in South Africa. Recently, the Senate president came out and was saying, it is not time for us to start taking licenses away from, the government business, South African businesses and all that kind of stuff. And I responded, and I'm saying, I wonder, Mr. Senate President, if your child was in South Africa and they have gone to his place and destroyed all his property, taken out everything that he owns, destroyed his business, and is sending them back to Nigeria, would you be doing this? Because number one, the government of South Africa is complicit. That's why they're not saying anything.
Yes.
That one is clear.
And our government will stand strong and condemn this with everything. If there are things to do, like say, for instance, trying to nationalize their businesses so that it will not operate in the way it's supposed to be, then let's do that. Because many of these people, they've been there. Even the ones that are married to South Africans, do you know what they do? They tell them, we don't care. Take your wife and get away from us. Their children that are South Africans, they say, we don't want them here. So you see, it's about time. It's
a very serious case.
For their own people. Because what it is if you're giving this signal that you don't care about the lives of your citizens in other countries, they will treat you any kind of way. And then you're here protecting their businesses. We need to stand up. Stand up. If it's stopping their businesses from operating in Nigeria.
But the thing is, let's take something.
Hold on. Somebody was saying that they're employing thousands of Nigerians. No, we can change the narratives behind that. We can change it whereby, the business can still exist, but
also take note that those businesses, all of the major businesses in Nigeria owned by South Africans are South Africans that are white, Caucasians, and they are not residing in South Africa.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
they are all businesses.
The corporate in this ones are not white South Africans. They are the black South Africans. The focus should be on the president of South Africa. President of South Africa, because he cannot provide for his social responsibility. He cannot support social responsibility. He's now turning it against other Africans in South Africa. That they are the reason why he has not been able to perform. And therefore, Africans need to call him out. Thank God, Minister Bianca Ojukwu has called this ambassador, called her in, and that they're going to revoke our stay in Nigeria if this continues. And therefore, we should need to go further in doing this. All we need to do, we can, instead of taking their licenses, occupy those places. Let Nigerians occupy those places. Occupy MTN, occupy ShopRite. What you just need to do, occupy in protest. That we should need to do that. We need to come up with that.
Then another thing again is South Africans should be told. You know, there are major leaders behind this
xenophobic attack.
Xenophobic attack. There are some major, and I hear all the speeches they make. Very, very wicked-hearted speech they all give. And they will end it by saying they should go. That nothing more, nothing less. Foreigners should leave the country. And their target are mainly Nigerians. Nigerians are the more ones that are targeted. Now, do you people know that it's also because of envy of how Nigerians are living with them? Because Nigerians are living there very, very, very prosperous. A lot of Nigerians have become very rich in South Africa doing business. So they marry daughters, they marry their wives, they do all of these things. They do very elegant events. They do so. I found out that these people are just it's jealousy that has taken over them. Pure jealousy.
Not ordinary jealousy, childish ones. Very childish jealousy. Oh, they are marrying our beautiful girls. Oh, you are jobless. You are jobless. You want a beautiful girl to marry.
There's a video I saw. This one is funny. George, you laugh. The Nigerian men were coming to marry. So they are Igbo. So they so much money. So the South African, the village they were coming to marry, the ladies were all on the ground, praising the men that God has brought. They were lying on the ground, and the men were pouring out words, money, more dollars and money. So obviously, whoever sees that will be angry.
Yeah. And you don't want them to for physical excuse. If their dog died, it's a Nigerian that killed it. If their chicken does not lay egg, it's a Nigerian that caused it.
Can I
go?
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Okay.
One of the major problems we are having with some of these things can be attached to some Igbos who are now inventing, this royalness about Igbos don't have leaders like that. We don't have royalty like Yoruba or Bini. They say Iwenwereze means that we are Republicans in our nature. You might have a chief, and then you have the indoors on the chair that are working with him. But you start seeing now, even here in Canada, in Toronto, some people that will now come and make it like, because you're a chief, you'll become royal. We never had it before. It's not in our culture. It's not in our tradition. The only people that you might see that is the Obi of Onisha. Because Obi of Onisha, they take after what you call the Benin culture. So now, but people are now going to Ghana and want to come and build an Igbo nation in another man's country. And they did it in South Africa. These are the things that are really routing this jealousy and all this envy among other nations. We need to be careful when we are in another country. Let's behave accordingly. When you are in Rome, do like the Romans. Don't try to impose on yourself something that is not even your culture, and you want people to come and bow to you. We don't do like Oni or Benin. We don't have that kind of culture, so we need to really stop it among ourselves so that we can respect ourselves when we go to other nations. Thank you.
Thank you, George. All right, gentlemen, this is beautiful. Femi, thank you so much. Viewpoints here. Yes, George, thank you, Sir George. Until we come again, viewers, this has Between the Lines, exactly 10 more minutes added to normal time. But it's been fun. We've been giving our perspectives, views, opinion, and intent one for that matter. So till we come again on Wednesday, have a beautiful week. God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless you and peace out.
God bless Nigeria.
Peace out. I like that one.